Minecraft, a game where you can build anything. You dream, you imagine, and then you press start. But this guy here, well, he's no pro, and we're going to be following what he does, and who knows, he might just do something right. Good day guys, welcome to another episode on my Let's Play. We're here in Mega Witch on the, not quite top floor, but I guess current top floor because there's not really anything else happening above, but we're at the top level of where we're going to have villages, and the plan for today is to work on what's happening above a little bit. At the moment I haven't quite finished designing it all. Do need to do a bit more of the villager breeder stuff. Also need to work out what I'm going to do out here in these sort of wings and a roof for this area. But all in all, I've got most of the stuff planned. So got some display stuff and also ways that I can direct villagers to different levels. So we got some resources to collect and also some building to do. But first off, I think we're just going to head back to the main base. Yep, here we are back in the main base, and I've been running around designing this last, I guess week really, just sort of confused of what I want to do. And I figured, you know what, it's time that we get rid of all these bits of carpet and we just smash out all of this mapping. So this is going to be a long flight. I'm going to need to probably stock up on rockets a bit more. I've got plenty of gunpowder and plenty of sugarcane, so it's not a problem. But I want to get all of this just done so that we have a whole map here to do. Oh yeah, I also did that. I went and had an interesting time, which while I'm mapping, I think will show my interesting time collecting more of those wither skelly heads. But yeah, I've added that star in up there using the item frame book. So that's a not an item frame book, the, what's that thing called? Armor stand book. But that's in an item frame up there, and it's now invisible. So I think that's looking pretty cool. But also, let's fill this in. Let's complete this so that we don't have all of these. That's how many maps? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So many maps. But we're going to smash it out, and we're going to have a look at me failing in the nether while I fly around mapping everything. So let's see how bad I am in the nether. Let's go. A whole lot of digging, and here we are. So I found this thanks to Chunkbase, the mapping, and we've got a pretty darn good location. I might need to cover that, but a pretty good location for another fortress. We're on top of a lava lake and soul sand biome, so not a ton of spawnable blocks, which means we're going to get a lot, and we can already see there's a lot of good of those wither skeletons, because I want to start stockpiling beacons. I don't know if I'll be able to farm just yet, but I do want to have a ton of beacons. So we're going to jump down. But guys, wrong button, that one there. When did this happen where you can just right click change? Like, has that always been a thing, or is it new? Because I love it. This is going to be so much easier. I can glide down, and then once I land, I can just like drop on my chest plate, and we're all good to go, and we're all safe. So we're going to jump down. We're going to collect a whole bunch more wither heads. First, I am going to set up a little station, maybe just here with a respawn anchor, because we are a decent distance away from home, and I don't want to have to run all the way back, or even really have to fly all the way back again if I lose anything. So let's slap this little automatic system down that I've got, and we'll get onto it. And boom, respawn point set. We don't need bones. We're going to get a ton of that anyway. Let's get ourselves all ready to rumble. And what we might do is switch out these and ender pearl down. Save our... There we go. What do we got? We got quite a few little doovers around. So let's get to some killing of wither skeletons. Look at my posse. And maybe I should wear fire protection. Oh, whatever. But we'll get on to some wither skeleton harvesting. And let's see how many of these heads I can get. Well, this is bad. Very, very bad. Swim. Swim. Ender pearl. We can ender pearl. I forgot I had ender pearls. Okay, wither skeletons collected and beacons acquired. So now we're going to switch to our rockets and we'll grab our maps and get some exploring done. So let's have a quick look. We're going to slap down a ton of banners and then finally we can get to some building. And talk about exploring. Lots and lots of banners went down and he filled out every single map. So now everything is completed and the whole world, well, in the near area, is found. After a heck of a lot of flying, we have our completed map with tons of banners around. So we've got our light blue ocean monuments. We found a few more in and around. We also found a couple more of these mushroom islands. I think there's a few more of those ocean monuments there as well. But then we've also got the villager outpost, the pillager outpost. I quite like over here, there's two of them really close together and close to an ocean biome. So over somewhere over here, green, that's my emerald, my easy little raid thing. But I think a proper raid farm we might build over here just because we have those two nice and close to a ton of water as well. We'll definitely be building something over in this ice area as well. But as we can see, we've got tons of villages in the grey and we've got our bases marked out in yellow. A couple of witch huts found around and about as well. But all in all, this is all looking pretty cool, I like to think. And we can finally get back to some building. But before we do that, we're going to have to slap down a ton of shulker boxes and we're going to have to collect all of the blocks that we need to use to build, because I like to build big now that I've had that taste. Ooh, that's water. That taste of mega builds. So let's get ourselves sorted. We're going to need a ton of wool of various colors, especially I think white. We need quite a few stacks. So let's get ourselves sorted. And maybe we'll see how we go. Maybe we need to time lapse something, but I think I should have most of the blocks that I need because it's just a ton of wool and a ton of redstone. So let's get onto it. Okay, so we've done a decent amount of work now, so we can jump around, and we actually have an entry level now, so this is coming along pretty well. We're going to have storage here where if we get any terracotta or quartz as well, we can send it up here. So the idea being that at this level at least we can get emeralds, send them down into circulation, and also periodically come through and try and build up some stores of the various colors of terracotta rather than having to just mine tons And then we're going to have to work out how we want to design this area. We're going to have some walls and maybe a different ceiling. I don't know. I don't actually mind the white wall, but we'll see how we go. And then up here, we need to finish this area, which is where our villager breeder is going to sit. And then we also have these selectors, so we can send at the press of one of these two buttons where we want the villager to go. So at the moment, if we want them to go to white, or if we want it to go to pink, purple, etc. So I've set those up where we're just taking that signal out from that item frame, and then we're running it through here where I've essentially got a signal inverter, I guess, where depending on what the signal is in that, it'll come through here and change the strength or reduce the strength of this comparator here. And so for instance, at the moment, we're just sending it down here, which if we look all the way down, it'll land on there. Turns out you can actually send villagers down as far as you like, as long as they're in a minecart and land on a rail. So the more you know. But otherwise, this will be our display here. I've set this up so that we will send through a signal when there's a full villager load. So when there's all of the white terracotta villagers in, that lantern will turn on. I just need to put in the power source behind, etc, etc. And the way that I've done that is if we jump down here, I've set up this sort of signal monstrosity back here where basically we pull in and we trigger those observers by pulling in the soul sand, and those signals are coming all the way up. I quite like how these look. Let's go into, you can see we've got these elevators for signals where they're just sending one tick up, one pulse, and they're taken from the last villager slot over here. So you can see that'll be where the last villager comes in after dropping down and making his way around. So that's I'm pretty happy with that. And then once we remove that same villager, that'll actually reset it, so we can move villagers around a little bit. Now we're sort of stuck in a really awkward place because we're behind everything. So let's find our rockets. There they are. We're going to fly back inside and all around. Got plenty of space here for some farmer villagers. And then otherwise things are pretty much the same. If we drop back down, I haven't really done too much in here. I did actually add these barrel systems where we can have inputs on these two barrels to send the terracotta up to the top. This will be a emerald dump, so at the end of the trading we can just leave any leftover emeralds in there, and then they'll refill on this side. Because they'll all refill on this side here, I've just got this barrel here as a drop point to send them back into circulation. And if we dip around, we can see that'll feed it around, send it back up this water stream and then into these hoppers over here, which take all of our emeralds down. That same hopper stream is where also our emeralds that we input in at the farming level will go to. And lastly, maybe not on this level, it must be a couple levels up. Let's find it. We do have no, it must be a couple levels down. Look at me go. Here we go. So down here we do have everything set up now for a carrot and potato farm. I just need to transport 4 villagers down here, get the minecarts set up as well. And that's going to carry up all towards those farmers back up at the top. And this is why I really wanted to redesign these light systems from the Mega Witch, where we've now got a ton of room, so I can actually fit a whole room up here, maybe even do something a bit higher, and then I can also build another room down here which we have opened up and prepared for, so we'll be able to slot something along at this level as well, with plenty of room for activities. So let me know what else I should slot inside of the Mega Villager, because I've got still all of that later more room than I need, which I can't say I'm mad about, so it's pretty great. But that's all we got time for this week. I'm real happy with how that's coming along. We've got tons more to do. I need to get villagers over into that area, but now I've got this all set up. I've got a couple of spare beacons, and we've got everything just about set up now, so that once the villager breed is in, we will have that mega villager all operational with more room for more stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Shoot us a comment. It's great to hear when people decide to, and I'll hope to see you guys next week. See ya.